Guys, thanks so much for joining me in today's video where I'm going to be showing and demoing this beautiful palette from Tilbury. Now I have been patiently waiting for this palette to release. She's been releasing a whole bunch of palettes in between and I was not interested in any of them. I was just waiting for this one. So this one here is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. It comes with 12 shades. They're all brand new shades to her line, which I was very happy to find out. And you get a mixture of matte and shimmer shades in here. And oh my gosh, they are all so gorgeous. I have used every single shade in this palette. You will see how they perform in today's video. And they're amazing, just so buttery. The formula is phenomenal. As you can see, I am going straight into the review on this because honestly I have no idea how long this video is going to be, considering that I did create 4 looks with this palette. Now this is my first instant eye look palette. She's released at this point with this one. I'm not sure if this is her 3rd or 4th one. I'm not somebody that's like a huge collector of any brand, so I'm not somebody that needs to have every single product or palette from any brand whatsoever. So I'm much less like that with Tilbury, just because I feel like a lot of her things are very repetitive. And I know a lot of people feel that to be the case with this palette, and I can totally see why people will think that. Honestly, the moment I saw this, I knew I was gonna get it, but I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna film a video with it because I'm not too sure if people are really that interested in this palette, but I myself am, and once I got it in and I started swatching it, I knew I had to make a video and share this with you guys. So for me, this is an outstanding palette. These are eyeshadows that I would use on a regular basis. I would use this palette for pretty much anything. Now what Tilbury does with these type of palettes is that she divides them into 4. So the first one here is Day, followed by Dusk, Date, and the last 3 are Dream. Now they don't necessarily have a name tied to them, except that she describes each one per section depending on what the eyeshadows are the same. So the first shade of each section is Prime, so it's this one right here, this, and that. Then we've got the enhanced shades, which are all the middle shades. And then all of the 3rd shades from each section are the smoke shades. So I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and use this, how she created this palette. Of course, there are absolutely no rules. You can use this however you please. I'm actually someone that I typically just go into a palette like this and use which color I feel like using depending on the look I'm in the mood for. But because I did want to test out every single eyeshadow in here, I just thought, you know, let me just go ahead and work it by sections. So that's exactly what I went ahead and did. Now this does show to be limited edition. I don't know how true that is. I know a lot of brands love to say that about their products, and they end up being available either for a very long time because they overproduced and they didn't sell as much as they thought they would, or they're just playing a game with us and trying to give us FOMO, so we have to like rush and get these things. I have no idea. Honestly, I hadn't paid attention to see if this was limited edition or not when I purchased it. I just found that out when I was looking to see if it was still available at the Tilbury website, which it is. Currently, it is only available at her site, but I'm sure it's going to roll out at Sephora and Nordstrom at some point. The shades in this palette just speak to me. This is just something that I see myself reaching for regularly. I love the rosy shades in here, the berry shades. They're the brown shades right here for the date night. Oh my gosh, those are so honestly, every shade in here is nice. They all perform wonderfully. They blend so beautifully, easy to use. If you're ever in a rush but you still want to create a really nice eye look, a palette like this is just so good because it guides you to something really quick to do. The only one I had, and I don't really want to say I had really issues with, it just took me a little bit longer to blend than all the other eyeshadows in here because everything else here blended super easily and quickly, is the Dream Smoke shade here. So that one, and I think it's more because of the actual color and the pigment is super intense. I'm assuming maybe colors like this are a little bit harder to work with. Now it was very pigmented. It didn't skip at all. There was no patchiness whatsoever. It was just the blending part that took a little bit longer. But honestly, I'm just pointing that out to point out a negative in this because I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this palette, and I experienced no fallout. Now the packaging itself, to me, this is luxe. I mean, so beautiful. It's not really weighty, but it's not like flimsy either. I think it's fine as far as the weight goes, but I love the packaging. I love the vintage aesthetic she has with her products. And this is just gorgeous. You get a beautiful mirror here on the side as well. Really, really beautiful, beautiful palette. So before we get started with the demos, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love doing product reviews and sharing small tutorials with anybody that's interested. This is definitely my outlet and where I like to come and share my crazy obsession over makeup. So if you enjoy my videos, please make sure to subscribe, as I do not have a set schedule. This is a hobby that I do for fun. And that is that. I have a margarita sitting right here because I'm about to go out right now. So let's just go ahead and get into that tutorial, and I will see you guys soon. For the first look, we're going to go into these 3 shades from the day portion. And I'm using my Smith 253 brush, and we're going to use this enhanced shade right here. And I'm going to just go ahead and apply this all over the lid. This is a really beautiful rose gold shimmery shade. Very nice. So next I'm going to pick up this shade here, which is the Smoke from the day portion. And I'm using my Wayne Goss number 3 brush. And we're just going to go ahead and add this into the crease to blend out that first shade that we've applied and add some depth to the crease here. I want to deepen this up a little bit more, so picking up some more of that Smoke shade. And again, going into the crease and blending upwards in circular motions. Then I picked up that same Smoke shade with a pencil brush, and we're going to run this here in the bottom lash line. And now to pick up this prime shade here, we're going to highlight the inner corner and the brow bone with this. Okay, and that's it as far as the eyeshadow. That was very easy to achieve. I can see why she calls this a day look, because it's obviously very appropriate for the daytime. Okay, so this is it as far as the day look goes. I went ahead and applied eyeliner just above my top lash line, and I did smidge it out a little bit here in my bottom lash line using the Bobbi Brown Long Wear Gel Eyeliner. I love this stuff. This one's in the shade Espresso Ink. And then for mascara, I'll be using the same mascara for all 4 looks. This one's from Givenchy. It is called Volume Disturbia, and I used it for both my top and bottom lashes. And then I figured I should also use my other Pillow Talk products that I have, so I went ahead and applied the Pillow Talk blush as well as the Pillow Talk lipstick. Now I don't have the lip liner in the shade Pillow Talk, so instead I used my Sisley Beige Natural lip liner. But this here is the final look. I think this looks really good. It's glam, but it's not over the top glam. It's a very subtle, soft glam, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So again, this is the day look. For look number 2, we're going to move on to the dusk portion of this palette. And I think first we're going to go in with this middle shade. I'm actually going to use this Sigma E38 brush and apply this into the crease. These are, oh, this one's quite pigmented. For some reason I thought it was going to be a little bit more muted, but it is a really pretty color. So I'm applying most of the pigment here in my crease. And once I've blended it in well there, we'll take whatever is remaining on the brush. I'm not going to pick up any more. I'm just going to start kind of diffusing this a little bit upwards. With the smoky shade, I'm going to just use the same brush here. Grab some of that. And then apply this here in the outer portion of the lid. And then I'll take it up a little to the crease. But I just want to focus this out here. doing somewhat of a V shape. So I kind of need to blend this out a little bit more. So I'm going to go back into the middle shade here, which is what's, I think it's the Enhance. And then just kind of go around the edges over the smoky shade here. Just very lightly. Okay, now I picked up a little bit of that smoke shade with a pencil brush and we'll line the bottom lash line here. I really love this smoke shade here. That's really pretty. Okay, so for the enhanced shade right here, it's the lightest one. I'm going to use the Builder Pro brush. This is from Sonia G. And then we'll apply this onto the lid here. I'll take a little bit of that and apply it onto my brow bone. So this here is the eye look, obviously with just the eyeshadow. Again, very easy to achieve. Now here's a finished eye look using the Desk eyeshadows. I think this looks so nice. I love how soft this is. Although they're all matte shades, I'm somebody that actually enjoys a matte eye look. So for me, this is quite nice. I am quite surprised. I did get some mascara there. I kind of tried to take it off, and honestly I don't want to deal too much with it because I'm about to remove this eye makeup anyway for the next look. But I do like how bright that first the enhanced shade was. It took me a little bit by surprise. I did think it was going to be a little bit lighter than how it appeared once I started applying it. But I actually really like the shade and how it looks. So I'm really happy with the outcome of this makeup look. To finish off the eye look, I went ahead and lined the top lash line and then my waterline with this Chanel Stylo Ombre et Contour in the shade Contour Mauve, and I think it looked really pretty with these eyeshadows. And I will be applying the same lip combo and blush that I applied in the previous look throughout the entire video. I'm going to go in again with this Sigma 838 brush, and we're going to go into the middle shade here, which is the Enhance, and I want to do a matte halo eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and focus this on the outer portion of the crease as well as the lid. These are very pigmented, so you really don't have to pick up a lot of product. They are easy to blend, which is a good thing, because if they weren't, then we would be here forever. So when you do a halo eye, since you really want to focus and get a good angle, just move your whole arm over your body pretty much, and then work at it in this angle. Or at least this is what works best for me. I'm honestly not the best at halo eyes, but I like to try it sometimes. And then whatever's left, just very so slightly, with like the minimum amount of like pressure, just go back and forth right here. Applying that same enhanced shade here on my bottom lash line. Now with my Scott Barnes number 62 brush, we'll pick up this smoke shade. And I'm just going to apply it very carefully where I want there to be more darkness here in the outer and inner portion of the lid and the crease. And I'm going to take it in extra just a little bit. And with the previous brush, we'll just blend this right here. And I'm just making sure I'm pretty much just kind of going back and forth exactly where I want this to be blended, because if I overblend, it's going to move that pigment over more, and I'm trying to avoid that. So almost staying in place, just kind of going back and forth in short motions. Here. And then whatever's left over on the brush, I can just very softly go back and forth here, windshield wiping motions to connect this. Now with the definer brush, I am adding that smoke shade here against the bottom lash line. My Sonia G Builder Pro, and now we're going to pick up the shade, this prime shade, and we'll apply this here in the center where we have no eyeshadow placed yet. Ooh, that is a really pretty shade. Oh, I love shades like this. It's got like an orangey hue to it. It looks so pretty. Now I'm taking this up high to my crease. So this time I'm going to go ahead and add a black liquid eyeliner, some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, and here we go with the final look using the Date eyeshadows. I love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, this is just totally up my alley. I can see how it's just very sultry and the look I created very smoky. Again, I got some mascara up here. I'm not going to bother with it. I'm actually going to go wash my face before I go on with look number 4 because I'm going to go out tonight and I need my makeup to look a little bit more fresh because I've had this on for a while. For the final look, we'll be using the last 3 eyeshadows in here, and these are called Dream. So for this look, I'll be using this brush that I've had, and I keep forgetting to use it. It's from Chanel. It's a double-sided brush. One side is called the blender, and the other one's the shader. So we'll go in with the blender first, and let's pick up this smoky shade. I'm just gonna go straight above the crease here in the outer portion. Yeah, all of these are so pigmented, very beautiful eyeshadows. So I'm just trying to work most of the product out here before I start taking it up a little more and then blending it in. So let me just really try to work this. And then very lightly, I'm going to go above the edges. Now, I'm not sure if like berry shades are harder to make, like say purple shades, but this is, I wouldn't say it's drying. It's obviously very pigmented, but I do feel like it's a little bit more difficult to really blend out the edges once you've laid down most of that pigment. So far, I think this shade is just gonna take more time to work with, whereas all the other shades I've used so far are really easy to use. Now, it's not impossible. Like I'm almost getting to where I want to get with this, but it is taking up a little bit more time. Oh, but see, that did end up doing a nice blend. Just a little bit more time consuming. I picked up the same shade with my pencil brush. By the way, I've been using the same pencil brush throughout the entire video, and I don't think I've mentioned the name of this. I actually don't know the name of this, but it's from NARS, so it just looks, let me put this down. So this is how it looks right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this here in the bottom lash line, but I'm just going to focus this on the outer portion of the bottom lash line. Now let's pick up the Enhance shade, and I'm going to apply this in the outer portion of the lid. Well, not just the outer portion. I should say I'm going to apply this on most of the lid. I'm going to go in about 3/4 of a way, I would say. And then for the rest of the lid, we'll use the prime shade. Same brush. By the way, I'm using the shader side. Now on the lid, you can't really see much of a difference between one shade and the next. This is how they look swatched. This one's definitely more of a lighter pink, whereas this one has that a deeper shade to it. But it's not very noticeable on the lids. Like, you would have to really try to see that there's a difference in shades there. Whatever's left, I'm just going to kind of press against the crease here. And then I'm just going to flip over the brush. I'm not adding anything on this brush. I'm just going to blend these edges. And then just go up and out. And actually with the tip of the shader side, I picked up some of this prime shade again. And I'm going to place that under the lash line in the inner portion. And here we are with the final look completed. I love how this turned out. For my winged liner, I used the Tarte Sex Kitten liquid eyeliner. This is really, really good. And everything else is the same that I've been mentioning previously. Share in the comments down below what you think about this palette, and let me know which of the 4 looks I created was your favorite. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. And while you're there, if you have not yet, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.